What's up, everybody? We're back here at the Win doing the World Series of Poker, playing some 5-10 for sometimes $20 straddle on. And for one of the first hands of the night, I wake up with King Jack of Diamonds and Low Jack. There is no $20 straddle on for this hand. It does fold around to me, and I open up to $30. Person directly to my left in hijack actually puts in the 3-bet, making it $90 to go. And then to my surprise, Cutoff comes along with the 3-bet cold call here and also throws in a $90. It does fold all the way back around to me, and I have a decision here with King Jack suited. I do see that there is a decent amount of dead money in the middle, and yeah, I'm gonna put these two players to my left to the test. Let's see if they're ready to play some poker. I go for the massive 4-bet and I make it $270 to go. Person in hijack thinks for maybe a second or two and folds, and then Cutoff actually goes into the tank for a little bit. But after about 20 seconds or so, he actually lays down his cards face up and shows Ace Jack of Diamonds. I would have been completely dominated there, but that is the benefit of putting in the 4-bet sometimes. Sometimes you might get a better hand than yours to fold. And second hand of the night, I wake up with Ace Queen off. Oh baby, we got our lady in a hand. That means we're just basically probably going to automatically win, right? And the $20 straddle is on for this one. It does fold all the way around to me on Low Jack. I open up to $50. It does fold to small blind, and they put in the call. Big blind puts in a call, and the straddle also puts in the call. So we're actually going to be going 4 ways to a flop of Queen 8-6 rainbow. So we actually flop top pair, top kicker, looking pretty good here. Not a scary board. We're not really worried here, ladies and gentlemen. And small blind puts in a check, big blind checks, and the straddle checks as well. And even though we are 4 ways here, I do decide to put out a bet here into this multi-way pot. Like I said, we do have top pair, top kicker looking pretty good. I make it $70 to go. Small blind actually puts in the call, and everybody else folds. So we're going to go heads up to a turn, and it comes the 2 of diamonds, the blankest card in the deck. If they have pocket deuces and they just defended to this bet multi-way, then congratulations, you might get a lot of money right now. And on this deuce, my opponent does put in the check, and I decide to size up a bit here. We were relatively playing pretty deep, so I decide to go for the overbet. I make it $480 to go, and my opponent actually goes into the tank. They tank for about 30 seconds, then a whole minute, but unfortunately they do lay their cards down. Not sure exactly what they had, but maybe they just didn't believe me. But I would have loved to see a call here with top pair, top kicker. And for this hand, we wake up with the best drawing hand, as people love to call in poker. Ace King and a Low Jack. No $20 straddle on, so it's going to be $10 to go. It does fold around to me, and in a Low Jack, I open up to $30. Cutoff actually puts in the call, and Big Blind puts in the call. So we're going to be going 3 ways to a flop of Ace, King, 6, 2 diamonds. I do have the King of Diamond in my hand, so that is actually really important. I could go backdoor 2 diamonds for the nuts right here. So really important to keep that in mind. But I do flop top. I am not complaining at all. Hopefully somebody has an ace here, and we get to build up this pot and stack them possibly. And Big Blind actually does put in a check. I put out a small wager multi-way here, just make it $30 to go. The person in Cutoff actually does put in a call. This is the same person who I got to fold to that 4-bet earlier. So love to have them in this pot. And my opponent in Big Blind actually does fold. So we're going heads up to a turn, and it comes the 8 of spades. Pretty much a relative blank unless they have pocket 8s. I mean, they can have pocket 8s. They can float it. It's a possibility. Let's just hope they don't have the snowman here. And this time around, I do decide to not put my foot on the brakes. We have it on the gas, full throttle. We're going to be double barreling here. I put out a bet of $120. And my opponent still does not fold. They put in a call. Love to see it. So we're going to be going to the river, and it comes the Queen of Hearts. That is not a river that you want to see here. Not really a good river. Obviously, Jack 10 just got there. Not that many combinations of Jack 10 got there, but Jack 10 definitely did get there. They do have position on me. Do have to be a little bit worried here. But I do just go into the tank and I think, do I want to bet? Do I want to check? How worried should I be about Jack 10? But this time around, I say, F it. I'm going for it. We're putting in the triple barrel in this single race pot. I'm going for it with $310 on the river. And my opponent, he goes into the tank. And I have my headphones on usually when I play hands. And I hear him talking a little bit. He's thinking, he's standing, he's moving around, doing dances, backflip. I mean, he's doing everything. And he tanks for like 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. And even it gets to like 2.5 minutes to almost 3 minutes. Then my opponent finally does put in the call. I show that I have 2 pair. And he also shows that he had 2 pair. But he had king queen. So he actually rivers the queen on the river for a worse 2 pair. Unbelievable. Once again, the ladies love me and they're helping me get some extra money on the river. I love the ladies. And we got the best draw in hand again, ladies and gentlemen. Ace King and small blind, but this time the $20 straddle is on. It does fold all the way around to low jack and they open up to $50. And then it folds all the way around to me in small blind. I decide to put in the 3-bet here. I make it $280 to go. We are playing super deep here. And it does fold all the way back around to low jack and they do put in a call. So we're going to be going heads up to a flop of 10, 8, 4, 2 diamonds. I do have the king of diamonds in my hand. So I could go backdoor once again, 2 diamonds. Not going to give me the nuts, but it'll give me the second nut. Something to keep in mind here. And on this dynamic board here, I am going to still be putting a bet here with Ace King. I make it $170 to go. My opponent thinks about it for a little bit, and he does put in the call. And we go to the turn, and it comes the 5 of diamonds. Love to see it. I'm just 1 diamond away from having the second nuts on this board. And I think, should I double barrel here? Sometimes I am going to check. Sometimes I am going to bet. Both lines are appropriate. It's fine. And this time around, I do decide to apply some more pressure to my opponent. And I put out a bet of $480. And going back looking at it, I am a little bit upset at my size in here. I mean, I did go roughly 50% of the pot. In game, I wanted to go 50% of the pot because, you know, I would do the same with some of my flushes, but we're just playing so deep. I felt like this would have been the time to just size up. Could have used a size greater than 50%. So I feel like I messed up here. Let me know what you all think about that sizing in the comments below, please. What would you have sized there on the turn? Or maybe you would have checked. Let me know. But yeah, like I said, so we do go with the bet of $480. And my opponent does once again come along after about 30 seconds or so with the call. So we go into the river and it comes the 5 of clubs. Really disappointing river. They pretty much just toyed with me with the 3 diamonds on the turn and just said, here, F you, we're not giving you that flush here. And I just sit here and I'm thinking, damn, is this going to be my triple barrel moment? Are we going to go for it? But yeah, I do decide that this is not the time. This is not the combo I wanted to use to be triple barreling. So I do actually decide to give up, put my foot on the brakes. I check. My opponent immediately checks back. I just say ace high. He flips over king 10 suited. Nothing I can do here. He did have top here with the second best kicker. So reasonable home for him to float the turn. But I can see why he was considering holding the turn there with the 3 diamonds, as I could have just had a flush. But yeah, nice hand to them. And here for this hand, we have a crazy spot that ends up happening. We do get king jack suited on the button. There is no straddle on. Under the gun actually opens up to $30. 2 people flat in middle position, and then it folds all the way around to me on the button. And I actually was going to be putting in the 3-bet squeeze here. I looked to my right and saw the 2 people flat. And then unfortunately I looked and I saw that the person raised under the gun. I saw it. And I wanted a 3-bet squeeze. And you know what I did, ladies and gentlemen? I pussied out. I pussied out of my 3-bet squeeze. hopefully this doesn't come to bite me in the ass later, right? So I do just flick in the call, and to my left, well behold, it's already happening. Small blind 3 bets all the way up to $300. Now you have to keep in mind how massive of a 3 bet this is. We are playing really deep here, over $2,000, so obviously over 200 big blinds effective with no straddle on. But he literally just makes it 30 big blinds, $300. That is massive. And of course, everybody folds, and it comes back around to me, and I'm on a button here, and I'm like, what am I going to do here with King Jack suited, you know? And I figured, well, we're playing super deep. Maybe I should just call. I'm just going to ignore that this is a 30 big blind 3 bet, and we're just going to make believe the straddle was on, and I'm just going to call. So I'm already making a bunch of bad decisions here, right? So I say, hey, F it. I flick it in. So we're actually going to go heads up to a flop of King 8-7, 2 hearts. So looking pretty good here. We do have top pair, but a super weak kicker, losing a king queen, losing the ace king, and losing 2. I mean, yeah, they can still have pocket kings, not many combos of that left, right? But they can also still have ace king, not ace king. They can also still have aces. Sorry about that. Yeah, then my opponent proceeds to bet. They put out a bet of $200. And of course, I'm not going to go anywhere yet. I'm going to be putting in a call, hoping for a jack on the turn. And we go to a turn, and it is not a jack. It is the queen of diamonds. At least a heart didn't come in, but not liking that card. I mean, I was already losing the king queen anyway, but it's kind of all right, kind of not all right. Really weird spot, because now there's less king queens out there, but still kind of worried here. And on turn, my opponent puts out a bet of $600. He's still not slowing down, but because of the queen coming on a turn, like I said, this time I am still going to be putting in the call. So I do flick it in, and we go to the river, and it comes the 9 of clubs. Looks kind of like a brick. I mean, at least the flush draw didn't get there, and I'm just hoping my opponent actually just puts in the check so that I actually get to control the action. But once again, another unfortunate spot. He puts me all in for basically roughly $1,000 to $1,200 basically. And it's just such a rough spot here. I mean, the 3 bet pre was massive. I don't like it. And I'm sitting here with King Jack suited thinking, damn, I'm probably supposed to call here a little bit, but this is just such a rough spot to get triple barreled on. And I just go into the tank. I think about it for like a minute. I even go into the tank for like 2 minutes. And eventually, I actually elect to just lay it down this time. I mean, I'm really upset at myself, more so by just not putting in a 3 bet squeeze pre. Just a spot that, you know, you can call, but I really just wanted a 3 bet squeeze pre, right? That's what I really wanted to do. So I hate when spots like this happen and I actually choose a wrong option and I end up losing like $1,000 or so here just because I didn't put in a 3 bet squeeze. Because later when my opponent got up, you know, I did let him know that I fold the king. He never told me what he had until he actually leaves the table. And he actually does say he had Jack 10 suited. I mean, it is possible. I mean, there's only going to be 3 combos of that left in the deck. But I mean, he did just triple barrel me off. Even if I mean, I just don't think that he would be lying about it. I mean, probably not going to play this player again for a really long time, if ever, for the rest of the series. So yeah, I'm just going to chalk up nice hand. I messed myself up there. Just got to do better. I mean, I should have just 3 bet. And next hand here, we wake up with ace 9 suited in middle position. There is no $20 straddle on this hand. Under the gun +1 actually puts out a bet of $30. And I decide to get a little crazy after losing that hand. Not recommended. Don't let one mistake start to snowball and cause an avalanche on your session. But looks like this is what's going to happen, right? I put in a 3 bet to $100, and it does fold all the way back around to my opponent. And they do put in a call. So we're going to be going heads up to a flop of King, Queen, 9, rainbow. So I do have a pair of 9s. There's 1 club on the board. That's pretty good too, but just looking pretty rough here. My opponent does put in the check, and this time around I actually do decide to check back. Hopefully maybe I can hit a 9 on a turn. I could be already behind to a lot of hands, so I decide to just chill and not, you know, add on to my mistake. So after checking back, we'll go to a turn, and it comes the Jack of Diamonds. Not a card I wanted to see. I am now losing to any 10 in the deck, which is looking pretty rough. I mean, I'm losing everything, right? Only thing I'm not losing to is like pocket sixes or some nonsense like that, right? So anyway, on this card, my opponent actually puts out a really, really small wager of $70. And I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing. Some weird, odd reason I thought, hey, let me call here and see if I can do something on the river. Just disappointed. Very disappointed in yourself. Very disappointed in myself. Brandon, do better. So yeah, I do end up flicking in the call here for some weird, odd reason. And we go to the river and it comes the 4 of clubs, relative blank. I mean, it didn't matter what the hell the card was. Just, I mean, there's already a 4-card straight on there, right? But on this card, my opponent does check. And yeah, I'm just letting the snowball effect happen and turn into an avalanche. I decide to bluff here and put out a bet of $230. And my opponent just takes like literally 10 seconds and just flicks in the call. And I'm like, great. What the hell are they calling with? And they end up turning over ace queen. They just called second pair. They just said second pair. You're bluffing. You're doing some nonsense today. I'm calling your ass down. And yeah, they were right. So I'm just lighting money on fire. Hate my float on the turn is just stupid. Just fucking fold. Like, what am I doing? But hey, sometimes you make mistakes, right? Gotta learn from them. And if you thought I was already wilding at the table, well, we have another beautiful hand and I'm going to do something crazy again with. We wake up with 9-7 of clubs on the button. There is no straddle launch. There's just going to be a 5-10 game here. And under the gun does open up to $30. And once again, we have 2 callers in middle position. Man, it just feels like deja vu, right? I mean, this exact spot just happened. This exact spot just happened. But this time I decide to actually put in a 3-bet with a weaker hand. Insane, right? Like, what am I doing? But hey, we're here for it. Let's live a little. I put in a 3-bet to $150. Under the gun actually puts in the call, and 1 player from middle position puts in the call as well. And so we're going to go 3 ways to a flop of queen, deuce, 8, 2 spades, no clubs on the board. I got nothing going for me here unless a freaking 6 and 5 are going to come for me to hit the nut straight or something. Really nonsense to go by me, but yeah, I'm just lighting money on fire today. Can't control myself. I don't know what I'm doing. And under the gun actually does put in a check, and 1 person in middle position does put in a check. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to continue my story here that I actually have a strong hand. I put out a bet of $140. Unfortunately, under the gun puts in the call and middle position puts in the call. So we're still 3-handed here. And we go to a turn and it comes the ace of diamonds. Under the gun puts in the check and middle position puts in the check. And yeah, I mean, the avalanche is basically just happening right now. I'm sitting down here and I got 9-7 of clubs. 2 people are calling. What must I do now? Like, am I just going to keep barreling here? Am I really going to do that? I have nothing going on for me. I have 9 high, no draws, no nothing. But yeah, I guess I don't know when to stop sometimes. And this is one of those times I don't know when to stop. We're going for it. Putting out a bet of $500 on the turn. Putting all of these people to the test here, ladies and gentlemen. And under the gun goes in the tank for like 20 seconds, but does lay it down. And middle position actually lays it down rather quickly right after. Let's get it. I let the table know and I table my hand and bam, and I show the 9-7 of clubs. Massive bluff day for me. I'm wildin'. Definitely don't do this. Once again, do not let one mistake at the table snowball to an avalanche, because I could have got stacked here, but I didn't. And that was a massive bluff right there. That took a lot of balls. If you liked it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that sub button. And this hand is loving me tonight. Best drawing hand in poker. Ace King offsuit in cutoff. The straddle is actually on this time, so there's going to be $20 to go. Under the gun +1 actually opens to $70. That's a 3.5x open here, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty big. It does fold all the way around to me in cutoff, and we're going to be bumping it up, putting in that sexy 3-bet all the way up to $220. It does fold all the way back around to my opponent, and they're going to be putting in a call. So we're going to be going heads up to a flop of 8-6 deuce, 2 spades. Not the best flop for me. Hopefully not the best flop for them. I'm just hoping everything just bricked out here. Don't even have a spade in my hand. I have nothing really going for me. But I mean, let's just see what we're gonna do. My opponent does check, and we're like, all right, I'll keep the story going once again. I mean, I just keep doing this in spots where I have nothing. So let's do it again. Might as well. That's the story of the video, right? I put out a bet of $320. Massive bet on this board. Put them to the test. It's going to be hard for them to continue. And they think about it for about 10 seconds. And I was right. They lay it down. They ain't got nothing. I don't got nothing. But I am the aggressor. And I'm the one that takes down the pot. Let's get it. Oh, baby. We wake up with it. Pocket aces. The Rockets at the table again, and the $20 straddle is on. Love to see it. It does fold all the way around to me in hijack, and I open up to $50. No 3-bets here. It does fold all the way around to the straddle, and they do put in a call. Hopefully we can build a pot here. So we're going to be going heads up to a flop of 10, 8, deuce, 2 hearts. My opponent does put in a check, and I'm hoping that they have just something here. Anything, have a 10. Let me get this triple barrel off somehow. No scary turns. So I do put out a bet. Really small wager. Just $40 to go here. And my opponent pretty much snaps folds. So yeah, we don't get much chips with aces. But hey, at least we didn't lose them all, right? And what a crazy session here. I was definitely wilding. And because I do finish down $1,475. And if you like that session, make sure you check out this video where I get into a $5,000 pot at the win, and we get into some other big pots as well.